Why is this happening? What's going on? Life isn't fair. Life is absolutely fair. If you have a broader perspective, you will understand that you reap what you sow, and karma is a real thing. You know? You get what you put out into the universe. You get the reality that mirrors your internal atmosphere, you know? And that's why, like, when I was younger, I think you can relate, and I have mentioned many times over, I was like always met with, I want to say, abusive people. You know, people who, and not just physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually abusive people. Also, I was abandoned, or I felt abandoned for most of my life. Um, yeah, I was bullied. I think you can relate to this, but when I was younger, I was still viewing life through this little pea-sized lens, you know? Now that I have grown and I've become older and I have expanded my level of consciousness and awareness, and I have also, you know, gone inside to like really take a look at my internal dialogue, my internal emotions, you know, ancestral things, you know, that have carried over into this lifetime with me. I have a backpack of ancestral energies. um, yeah, I'm like, oh, I get it. You know, I felt abandoned because I was abandoning myself and my well being and my peace and my harmony and the love. You know, I was too busy giving out the love because I don't know, I think it was like for several reasons. I feel like a part of me was like, you know, that's how you should treat people, you know, with love and kindness and consideration. And then there was another part of me that felt so ostracized and alone that I also thought that by giving more love, not only was I teaching people through, I want to say, what is that called? It's oh my gosh, it should be really like, you teach people through example. Why did it take me that long to get to that? Okay. And then there's another part of me that, you know, wanted to feel accepted, you know? And so I'm like, okay, well, if I do these things, you know, not only does it align with what I feel is right in my heart, not only do I feel like I'm leading by example, you know, not only do I feel like people who don't have love deserve love, but I feel like I will be accepted. People will finally accept me. You know, I won't feel so abandoned and lonely and ostracized, you know? Yeah, that was the kicker. That was the kicker, you know? Like the need for external validation and acceptance instead of accepting myself and validating myself. But once I learned how to validate and accept myself, then now I can discern who is deserving of my time, you know, who is deserving of my attention, you know, and you know, it all comes back to like, the world is a reflection, reality is created from you, and also you get what you put out, and karma is a real thing, you know. And I think like it seems unfair in the premature phases of our life because we don't understand, we lack understanding. We lack clear sightedness. We lack the ability to, like, you know, see that these events and meeting these people are divinely orchestrated for us to take a look at ourselves, you know, to see what needs to be eliminated, refined, recalibrated, and, you know, regulated in order for us to be super aligned. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we come into the world with, you know, just seeing one half of the coin, but, you know, the other half of the coin also exists, but we are not, you know, aware of its existence, nor are we aware of how we need to implement this to make this. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the disruption happens. That's where like life seems kind of like up and down, or like, you know, you have these like extreme like experiences of like darkness and then light and then darkness and then light. You know what I'm saying? Until you learn how to recalibrate yourself, you know, in order for you to do that, it's like I mentioned in other videos, like we are extremists, right? So like I feel like maybe you can relate to this. When we were younger, I was exploring this side. Now that I have reached a tipping point in my life, I am exploring this side, and I'm able to get these two sides and piece them and fuse them together to a place that I'm at currently, you know? And I'm just like, you know what? We call in experiences, we call in certain people to teach us, to show us, you know, what is acceptable, what is not acceptable. And what I mean by that, because I do believe there really isn't right or wrong, you know? There's just kind of like choices and outcomes, you know? And they're all for learning. But once you get to a point where you've learned lessons, it's just like very clear, like, oh, okay, I've noted that if I do this action and make this choice, then I will get this adverse reaction or response from life. If I don't like it, then I don't do it anymore. If I like it, I do more of that, you know? It's very dependent on how it makes you feel and your nervous system feel. If you feel calm in your nervous system, you're on the right path. You know, if you feel like dis-ease in your nervous system, that's how you know adjustments need to be made. Also, I think like because, you know, chaos has been normalized in this particular timeline, I feel like people think it's normal to have a nervous system that's dysregulated. But in actuality, yeah, I feel like if your nervous system was at ease and at peace, a lot of people would find that boring. But I feel like boring is the neutral point. You know, that's when you know like you're about to either go higher or lower or stay here, you know, but boredom is the balance point. But people have a tendency to react to boredom um, in I guess because for people who are used to chaos, boredom is like really unsettling, you know, and so they think something's wrong, and so they get to called into action for more distraction. You know what I mean? Instead of just being like, yeah, right now I'm bored. Wow, this feels peaceful. Like nothing is really like altering my energy in a drastic way. Maybe I will sit in this. No, they get really, I think it's very unsettling. For people who have normalized chaos, boring is a very unsettling place to be. And that is why they're constantly like looking at their phone, or I gotta do this, or I gotta do that, I gotta buy this, I gotta eat this, I gotta do that, instead of just chilling, you know? I swear, man, chilling is the secret. Because when you're like chill in a world of chaos, man, not only are you not wasting energy, not only are you not participating in activities that will bring ridiculousness into your experience, but your your body is calm, your mind is calm, you can see everything clearly. It's like watching a movie, honestly. You know, you're in the audience and you're just watching everyone play out their movie. It's almost like everybody is like the main character in their own story, but when you're chill and you just like chill, And you just sit back and watch. You're like the director or the producer, just chilling. Watching everybody else's movies play out. Anyways. If you learned something from this video, cool. If you didn't, that's cool too. There's another video I want to make, but I think I'll save that for another day. Pretty tired. I'm probably gonna take a nap. Anyways, I hope you are well and taking care of yourself. If you learned something from this video, cool. If you didn't learn anything, that's cool too. Tomato, tomato. Thank you for stopping by. Blessings to one and all. Amen.